Hello, and welcome back to the Spoiler Cast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me, as always, is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello! And in today's episode, we're talking about another Blumhouse movie. Oh my god! Yeah, because we've had such great success with them before. But this time, it's more of a Blumhouse prestige film, if you will. This ain't no imaginary.
No, that's true.
No, this has real movie stars and like a real budget and like feels like a real movie almost.
Yeah.
But it's still Blumhouse, so we're gonna get into it. Today, we're talking about Speak No Evil, the remake. Whoa! Yeah, very
I
important.
keep calling it "Don't Speak," but that's not the name.
Don't speak. You know just what you're thinking. Yeah, it's not that.
No.
So just
And
stop explaining.
I think some details just hit me, like how they fit together and why they chose the name "Don't Speak No Evil." So
Sure. Well, we'll get into that.
we'll get to that as well.
Written and directed by James Watkins of Eden Lake, and I guess more for us. Well, Eden Lake as well, but more for us. Woman in Black fame.
Oh right.
Yes. Have you seen Eden Lake? That's more like this than Woman in Black is.
I feel like I've seen Eden Lake, but I'm not sure if there's multiple ones or if I'm like confusing it with something else.
Maybe they did a remake of it. I don't know. That's a British, like middle of the 2000s movie, which was very like this when they were starting to do like really nasty, raw, brutal horror movies. It was one of those.
Yeah. I think I might have seen it when I had my, horror face back in the 2000s.
Okay, yeah.
But I honestly don't remember too much.
Pretty early role for Michael Fassbender, or at least early, in his big movie face, so to speak. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Speak No Evil. Yes, written and directed by James Watkins, starring, of course, James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, Scoot McNairy, and whatever the other lady is called. What's her name?
Aisling
Franciosi. That sounds like a French-Italian name.
Yeah.
Ailing
sounds Scottish.
Ailing, yeah.
Yeah. She had a bit of an accent too, didn't she?
I think so, yeah. But it's a story of two families, an American family living in England, London, England, and a British family from the West, what do you call it?
Wetlands is all I heard.
Westlands, yeah, this is a Westland, or West something.
Yeah.
I just know that it's kind of known, it's basically their hick country, from what I understand, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
It makes sense for the story, I suppose.
Very much so,
yes. Yeah, they meet on a holiday in Italia.
Mm-hmm.
And one the American
become fast friends, basically.
Yeah. Well,
basically.
I'd say that James McAvoy's family, the British family, is a little bit forcing their friendship on them.
A little
Once
bit.
again, foreshadowing.
Yeah.
And Scoot McNair and Mackenzie Davies, the American English family.
The Dalton family.
The Daltons, thank you.
They have a last name.
Yeah, the other ones don't, right?
No, not that they don't tell us that, I think.
Yeah. They go to visit James McAvoy and Ailing Franciosi.
Or Paddy and Kira.
Right. Go to visit them in the West area, whatever it's called.
And their kid Ant.
Ant, yeah. And a series of very, very awkward situations follow.
Yes.
That's the movie, basically.
Yeah, but we should preface this by saying that you had seen the original Danish version a few years ago.
Back in the day when it came out, yeah. Because it was pretty early, it showed up on Prime, so I saw it there, yeah.
I hadn't, so I saw it just a few days before I watched this remake.
Yeah.
Which will most likely color my opinion a lot, and also how I will probably be more inclined to compare them.
Yes, we will be comparing. Like, it's hard not to.
We'll try not to, but
because parts of it feels like it's scene for scene, while other things are very different. We'll get to that.
Yes.
We will, however, have a more general discussion about the original on Patreon on Monday,
Yes.
patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Well, I guess we'll contrast and compare from the other side, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just so you know.
Just so you know, yeah.
Why we start comparing is because.
I mean, yeah, I haven't seen it since, for reasons. But
Since I hadn't seen it at all.
Yeah.
I kind of had.
But I immediately started comparing, because I really like the original. I'll just get that out of the way. I really, really like the original.
Yeah.
So I was even like not really, didn't really want to see this, because it's an American, well, I guess it's a British remake of a Nordic movie. I can't say European movie because they're both European.
That's the thing, though. It feels very American.
Oh wait,
somehow.
it is an American, because it's Blumhouse. It's just they got a
it's just a British
director. Sorry, it is technically an American remake. Yeah.
Yeah, but British influence, I guess.
yeah. And it also had this feeling like, because not so much nowadays, but like 10, 15, 20 years ago, it felt like, I can't really say a specific like movie now off the top of my head, but it felt like we had a lot more American remakes of movies, even like not just.
Oh yeah, it started with all the Japanese movie, Japanese
movies.
Japanese movies.
The Japanese horror movies. Yeah, Rain, Grudge, One Missed Call, all that. But in general, it felt like even movies. Like Danish movies and stuff like that would have their,
even like British movies.
Would have their American remakes. It's just like, why? And then, like I said, I can't pinpoint it, but it feels like it. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. And then it kind of went away when people like, you know what, like shitty cash grab remakes like this shouldn't exist. We should watch the original instead.
I think the later ones, which isn't a Swedish one I can think of, is the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, like weird.
But I think that was one of the later ones.
Yeah, it was 2011. So
yeah, so
that
was probably when they went maybe we shouldn't.
Or the whole thing where I don't know, they started remaking our Swedish like cop shows, Wallander.
Oh yeah,
which is technically like movies, but they're released as like 10 movies at a time. Yeah, but we had
all the Scandinavian ones, like the Bridge and like a lot of English cop shows as well became very American versions.
Yeah, The Killing, which is of course Den som dræber in Danish.
Yeah,
the original. Yeah,
but like that I think a lot of that is because the American audience wants that kind of quality, but they do not want to watch it in a language they don't understand. Yeah. They don't want to have to read subtitles.
I guess, but it felt like that trend went away a little bit.
Yeah,
and so this feels so kind of throwbacky almost. Mm-hmm. Like, first of all, the movie is only 2 years old, barely 2 years old.
The original, you mean?
Yeah, the original. Yeah, and they speak English for the most part, since the two families doesn't speak each other's languages. They both speak English.
Yeah,
so for
they have small conversations.
Yeah, sure,
in between themselves. It's like,
and there's also the added. We haven't even started talking about this one, and I'm starting comparing them. Sorry, because I was going to talk about the language barrier thing, which is a big thing in the original.
Oh yeah. We should.
We'll save that one. Let's talk about.
How about we do this?
Yeah.
What did you think of Speak No Evil, the 2024 version?
The Blumhouse version. I thought it was okay. Had I not seen the original, I'd probably like it more.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
But as it is now, it feels derivative. And I can't say there's any part I like more. There are parts I like equally. Well, I was gonna say James McAvoy maybe. But is that just because I like him as an actor? Is he actually better than his
Dutch counterpart?
Exactly, Dutch counterpart.
Whatever the actor's name was. I do not remember any of the actors. I didn't look them up even.
There wasn't,
and I'm not gonna.
No.
Because we're gonna avoid it.
So I'll say, he was a highlight, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't think I liked him more than any of the actors in the original. There were things I liked less, partly because I knew it was gonna happen. So a little bit of the tension was gone for me. I literally started like looking at other things as well, because I was like, I know this scene. I know exactly what the scene is. So I started looking away. Too. Yeah.
I did, however, correct myself a few times and literally like backtracked.
Yes, I did that too. Actually.
To like make sure I actually watched it. but I still feel like I missed stuff, or I'm just like remembering the original instead and going like, where was that?
We should also, I don't know if we have to, but since we're talking about rewinding and things, even though the movie came out yesterday, we watched this online. Right?
Oh yeah,
we didn't want to give Blumhouse any more money.
Yeah, but like,
enough of that.
And to like justify it is like I probably would have regretted paying for this.
Okay, well, before we continue my part, I want to hear them. What did you think of it?
Again, because I'm very freshly had just seen the original beforehand,
Sure.
I felt like this was so dumb for the most part. Like the tension, the exciting stuff in the original had been so dumbed down. I almost want to say Americanified or something.
In the original?
It felt like they had no, in this one, in the remake.
I thought you said, okay,
they took like the tension from the original. They had to like dumb it down.
Yeah.
Right. They had to explain things so much more, which just took me out of it immensely.
Yeah, and there's
I guess, again, I realized after that maybe I shouldn't have watched the original first, just because I would have been better to, like, I would have been able to compare them more fairly, since you had seen the original first, so we could, like, have, different views on it. Yeah. But I still feel that I would not have enjoyed this as much as the original.
Yeah, but then there's also this thing that then you would have missed out on that
how good the reveal was in the original.
Yeah, exactly. And you would have missed out on experiencing the original fresh.
Yeah, I know. There's like this rock and a hard place kind of thing.
Yes, exactly. And which that's like the whole discussion. Really, like, don't make these kind of remakes.
No.
I can see. I don't like remakes in general. Unless they're like remaking a movie that was like flawed, but we want to make it better. That's one thing. We've talked about those kind of movies, which they're very few and far between, but still.
Yeah.
But especially a movie like this that is so good. It's so new. I mean, it was praised when it came out, the original.
Yeah.
It's so new. It's 2 years old, so they must have immediately said like, James Watkins, write us a version of this, and we'll shoot it in a year. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it feels like it, at least.
And the fact that it's not even that big of a language barrier. Like, I can see you want to remake a Japanese horror movie, even though there's a lot of like cultural stuff that gets lost then.
Yeah.
But at least there it can be like, well, people don't understand Japanese, so we'll shoot it in American. I get that more than this. There's no reason for this really to be remade. Especially
trying to like be partial then and only thinking of the 2024 version.
Yes.
I didn't like how, because even if I hadn't seen the original, I think I would have felt like it was dumbed down when it came to explaining and like showing us, the big reveals basically, which were a couple.
Yeah.
Because they literally had to say it.
Yeah.
In the 2024 version. They wrote it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah, which is like...
And someone actually said it out loud at one point.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, oh, I don't understand. It's in Danish. She didn't say that, but it was like... But I could read Danish. I was like, oh my god, he just told her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that just felt dumb in general.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't because it was dumber than the original. It was just dumb.
Yeah. It was very... Not pandering, but not expecting the audience to figure things out for themselves.
Exactly.
Once again, very, very like throwbacky American, like dumb, not dumb, but simplified.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, and it might be a bit rude calling it like an American thing, but sorry, us Europeans are just better,
Yes.
Sorry.
We go to the cinema. We watch films. Yeah.
No, but I also felt like there was this. I don't know. There was the chemistry between the characters was off somehow. I didn't feel any proper tension at certain points.
Oh, you mean?
I didn't feel the same.
You mean between all? I thought you meant between the couples.
No, like all of them in general.
Okay.
And I didn't feel the same kind of, which is a comparison, I guess, but I didn't feel any kind of like urgency in the horror. You know, I wasn't like nervous for anyone really.
No.
It might have been because I saw the original and I kind of expected certain things, but a lot of the things that made it made me nervous, made me like feel tension in the original were just not in the new version.
No, because it's not like super. Everything is turned up to 11, but it is more feels more like a movie.
More raw, almost.
I mean, in the original, the remake feels more like a movie, while the original feels more like real,
more raw.
Yeah, raw, real. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's the one. It's more of a movie.
Yeah, more. That's the Hollywood version.
Yeah,
literally.
Which is why I thought it was actually American, but no, the dudes. Well, again, produced by Americans, actually made.
Oh, James Watkins is British. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, by a British person. But I meant the production companies and all that. And they've probably had a say in it.
Yeah. Jason Blum was
I wonder
all over
if they include, because they've credited Christian Taftrup and Mats Taftrup. Oh, they're brothers?
Yes, and one of them plays the dad in the original, I think.
Well, not
I think
Christian.
So. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. Sorry.
No, you're wrong.
They are actors, though, originally. Well, it doesn't matter. Sorry.
I wonder if they were actually included in rewriting this.
Or if it's one of those where it's so close they kind of have to keep them on as writers in spirit.
At least he's put as screenplay, but he's not set. He doesn't have written by a writer, so he's just screenplay.
Yeah, because then it's based on a screenplay by Christian.
Yeah, probably.
So that's why, and it's pretty close sometimes. So there might be like a rights issue thing where they have to put them as writers because they literally copied parts of it, something like that.
Yeah.
I know they were interviewed. They were interviewed on Letterboxd. I didn't read it or listen to it yet because I didn't have time. But they were interviewed about this new version. They're involved more than just we made the original. You know.
Yeah, I mean maybe they had to like sign off on it or like were allowed to make comments or something.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it felt.
Yeah,
like it was.
Christian Taftrup is executive producer as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
It felt like it was. It felt like an American trying to make a British movie almost.
A little bit, yeah. Once again, this is not a remake.
Playing off of like. Even like when they went to the fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
The food choices just felt like an American going like, that's what British people eat, right?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Which is funny because it's made by a British guy.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if like some Blumhouse executive went in and like, no, this isn't English enough, and like made him change it. I don't know.
Maybe. I think we're still comparing them too much.
I know. It's difficult. It's very difficult. The
movie on its own is it feels very
fine.
It feels very what?
It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's I gave it 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Oh, I haven't rated it yet. Neither of them. James McAvoy took over a little bit though.
Yes,
which bothered me.
He definitely relished the role, which I understand because I mean, it's this guy
but the other ones didn't like match his freak.
No, not really. Imagine this James McAvoy and Nicolas Cage.
For example,
he plays the reserved dad, but he kind of like warms up to his style, which is sort of the point. A little bit. Them together in this, but they just went unhinged, both of them. Wow, that would have been amazing. Where the dad turns and he's like, "Oh!" That would have been awesome. That's another movie though. That's something else.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he definitely takes over, and he's also the most recognizable actor of the four.
He is.
Even though
I recognize the mother on the Dalton mother.
Yeah, Mackenzie Davis. She's been in stuff. She's been in TV shows. She was in the last Terminator movie, Dark Fate. She played.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones I actually recognize her from, which is terrible.
I didn't even finish it. It was so bad. She was cool though. I like
that's
her
the thing.
in things I've seen.
She was cool.
Yeah. But
Which
that,
is why
that
I
did not save
her.
that movie. It was terrible.
No, not enough.
No. And then of course Scoot McNairy, who has been just small little played bit parts for so long. You're like, I recognize that name. I've seen him. He was like 5 minutes there, 5 minutes here. And then in the last maybe 8 to 10 years, he started like showing up more because he's kind of got a reputation as a character actor. So I'm glad he gets to do big stuff. Now he plays, I know he's in another movie this year called Night Bitch. Have you heard about that one?
Yeah.
Where he plays, he plays,
husband.
Amy Adams' husband, right, yeah.
There's a bunch of dogs on the poster.
Yeah, because she thinks she's turning into a dog, or she is turning into a dog. She's becoming.
Oh wait, I've heard of that
the
story.
Night Bitch. I know that there is another movie with basically the same story.
You've told me about a movie with basically the same story.
Yeah, but it was just called Bitch or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe it was a short film.
Like
or something.
she started acting like a dog, and the family got like disturbed, basically.
Yeah, isn't right? That thing
it's probably
exists.
a short film, though.
I just gotta see if I now. Sorry, we're going on a tangent here, but now you.
This is for you YouTube and Spotify listeners. This is what the patrons usually like.
Yeah, we get a lot of ranting and going on tangents.
Sidetracked.
Yeah, let's see if there's any mention of. Nope. Wait. No. There's only a few trivia, and one is Amy Adams previously played a dog in Underdog, the Super Dog from 2007, the animated movie.
Because it's not released yet, so they don't know it.
But is there a movie called just Bitch? Yes, there is.
Oh Jesus Christ!
From 2017. A woman snaps and assumes the psyche of a vicious dog as her checked out, philandering husband attempts to keep the family together. So it's
a similar premise.
Did they steal it? That's written and directed by Mariana Palka. Is she involved in this version? In this Night Bitch?
I don't know.
Marielle Heller doesn't say anything. Oh, now I want to investigate. Anyway, sorry.
That's for another.
That's for another episode. Yeah, that's the bitch. I remember. That's why I recognize the Night Bitch story. Anyway, I've said bitch too many times. It's funny. Back to Speak No Evil.
Well, I mean, we're at 22 minutes. Hopefully, YouTube will be kind to us.
Yeah. Hey, let's go on another tangent then. I've never had a problem with language giving me like a yellow sign or anything for monetization. Even though, well, I try to not swear in the first 30 minutes, but I've never had a problem with that.
Do you ever flag the videos as child-friendly, though?
No. I always say these are not made for children, so maybe that's why.
Exactly. That's why.
Then why would you do that? I guess to get better ads?
Because, yes. If you get better ads, you can have a wider range because some people have a more tuned algorithm.
So that's what I should do. Say this is for children, but it isn't. I'm lying.
No, because if you're swearing, you can't. So we need to stop swearing. Then I don't know if we can do that.
Well, let's do a. I've been experimenting with upload times anyway. Let's experiment and let's put this because we didn't swear in the first 30 minutes or 30 seconds. I'm sure about that.
I might have said the F word at one point.
Whatever. That's fine. The first 30 seconds is just our intro, so I don't think so. We'll put this as, well, not for children, but I won't put no, it's not for children. Let's see if it makes a difference. Maybe that's why we're wallowing in the filth.
Could be.
We're gonna explode.
Back to the movie.
Sorry, yes. Back to the movie. Let's wrap up the initial thoughts on it so we can get into some spoilers. Because they're big.
Yes.
Even though the trailer kind of ruined it, there are some big twists and turns in this movie.
Yes, and there are details that, again, are a little bit comparative, but I need to ask you about.
Yes,
and see if.
So let's say this then.
If you don't mind subtitles, watch the original.
Yes, but I'll say this: if we're going to review this one, if you want a tense, very kind of, I don't know if this is the right way. That's the way we use cringe nowadays. A cringe-inducing movie that like takes it to the
uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Takes the awkwardness and uncomfortableness to the fucking max until it goes over the edge. Then you should check this one out. It's an interesting story and a fairly well made thriller that kind of turns into horror towards the end. But it's a thriller, I would say.
It's a thriller.
James McAvoy like I said in Letterboxd, he doesn't just chew the scenery, he fucking devours it.
Yes.
He is so over the top in the best possible way.
I would say a little bit too much, almost.
I loved it.
But it's only because no one else matches it at all.
Sure. But I have a
if,
thing
say,
for...
his wife matched it a little bit better,
sure,
it would have been slightly better.
Sure. But I have a thing for people who chew the scenery well.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, check it out. It's not a masterpiece, and yes, we do recommend the original more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're not opposed to subtitles, I mean, I had to have subtitles on. There are languages I don't understand in that movie. I tried it without first.
No, Danish is too muddled.
No. The Danish part was fine.
Oh.
Then I realized, they're speaking fucking Dutch. I don't know Dutch.
Well,
even though I understand some words,
the Dutch parts aren't supposed to be subtitled, right?
They are, though, I think. Some
on
of
Prime?
them.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
I think it was.
Oh, okay. Because that was my fun language.
Not all of them,
thing.
maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that might be true.
Or maybe I just caught on to it. Because it does have similarities.
Yes, you can understand words in Dutch. Yes.
Yeah. You understand the context. If you understand Danish well enough, you understand the context of a Dutch-speaking person as well.
Yes. Either way.
Either
honestly,
I mean, it's fine.
Check it out on streaming. You don't have to go watch this in the cinema.
Yeah.
It's not a cinema.
I don't think it's technically on the technical surface level, it doesn't do better on a big screen. It's not that kind of movie.
No.
There's no wide fantastic shots that are beautiful and you just have to see it on the big screen
This is mainly people sitting in rooms talking. Or shouting, or being very mean to children in rooms.
Yeah. There's 2 or 3 landscape scenes.
I'll say this. That's about the original, though. I watched the one time I watched it. Of course, I watched 90% of it on my TV, but then I had to go to work. So I was like, I gotta finish this. I finished it on my phone on my lunch break. And it still impacted me to the point where I almost threw up. So. The original can be enjoyed anywhere.
Yeah. And we get more on that.
Yeah, more on that
on
Patreon. Patreon.com/SoMaxi.
There we have big differences.
Yes. Anyway, so from now on, spoilers for Speak No Evil, both, but mostly the 2024 version.
Yes,
spoilers.
You have been warned.
Yes, spoilers. Now, when they...